the game that was scheduled for 8:30 between the Straight Richmond Pirates and the Glace Bay Miners in the AA division has been moved to now. So this is that one. Give me a moment, please, to get my game sheet set up, and then I will start doing the broadcast properly. This is Straight Richmond Pirates, Glace Bay Miners, AA division. All right, good afternoon, folks. Guayac, Jilly-Duck, hello and welcome to the beautiful Pictou County Wellness Center. Straight Richmond Pirates, Glace Bay Miners, AA Division. I'm still getting my score sheet set up so that I can do this broadcast and know who everybody is, because I thought this game was going to be at 8:30. So I didn't have it set up yet. Of course, this game was originally supposed to be on the other sheet of ice anyway, so it was never going to be part of my broadcast schedule. So I'm just scrambling here to get myself ready so that I can actually say people's names correctly, in theory. So before we even get into that, though, let's take a look at who these two teams are. It's the Straight Richmond Pirates. They are in white. They are 0-2 so far in the tournament. The Glace Bay Miners come into this game with a record of 2-0, a win or a tie, and they clinch themselves a spot in tomorrow's semifinals. A loss, and let me see, they are at -4 in the goal differential right now, so a loss and they would be eliminated. So the Glace Bay Miners, a must-win game for them to get a chance to play tomorrow, or at least must tie. At the minimum, get a tie, and they will clinch themselves a spot in tomorrow's semifinals. Glace Bay, a tie gets them in. Straight Richmond Pirates, they are 0-2. They are mathematically eliminated from tomorrow's semifinals, regardless of the outcome of this game. And we are underway. For the Miners, the goaltender is McNeil, and I have his first name here somewhere, Brandon McNeil. All right. And for the Straight Richmond Pirates, their starting goaltender in this game is Nate Sampson. And we are underway. Pirates are on my sheet, according to what I've got here, as the away team, but they are wearing white. I thought the away teams have been wearing their darks so far in this tournament, but the Pirates are the away team, according to what I've got on my tournament schedule. Of course, I also had this game as a 8:30 game, so okay. My apologies, folks. I'm getting I'm a little flustered. I will freely admit that. The puck hops past McPhee down the ice, and trying to get myself organized here. Deacon McPhee was the one who had that get past him. Now with the puck and no numbers on the arms, so that'll make it a little bit more difficult to tell who's who for the Straight Richmond Pirates as well. If I don't see their backs, then I won't see their numbers, I guess. All right. With the puck right now, that is Nicholson. He gets it ahead. Now it's back. Nicholson again. He looks to get it forward for Taylor. That a little bit beyond his reach. It'll be picked up by Wadden of the Miners. Wadden ends up putting it in onto his own net. And Brandon McNeil had to be sharp there to make the save and hang on for the faceoff. So, all right, so I guess on the scoreboard they're putting, I don't know. Off of the draw, there's a shot, and McNeil steals that one aside. So they are putting the Pirates up on the scoreboard as the home team. So we'll change that to home. We'll change that to visitor. Oh, my gosh. Okay, McNeil. Puck picked up by Green. He'll take it back into his own zone, play it across there, just a little bit out of the reach of Wadden. Wadden picks it up, plays it off the boards, hops out to center. Getting on it there is Nicholson. Now bringing it down into the zone. Has it knocked off his stick, and it's played out to center. Rowan Johnston waits for it there, plays it off the wall, just in across the Miners line. McDonnell trying to get it organized. He can't do anything with that there, and it's played in by Green. Apparently, I was mispronouncing one of the players for the Glace Bay Miners yesterday. I do apologize for that. Obviously, I was doing it without any ill will or any bad intent. And as I have said many times, if I am making a mistake, please send me a tweet or send me a message somehow to let me know that I'm making the mistake, rather than waiting all the way until the next game, because I don't want to make 3 periods worth of mistakes on one player. I'd rather make the mistake once or twice and then have a parent come to me and say, hey, by the way, I heard that, my wife's watching it at home, heard that the name was wrong, and get the correction right away. Egerdeen with the puck. That's the one that I got wrong. He plays it ahead there for Phillips. Phillips working his way ahead, down the left wing side. Now he'll play it around to the right wing boards. Comes all the way back to the line for Murphy. Murphy's shot deflected there by Whitty. And the Pirates get the puck out to center. Played back into the minor zone. Egerdeen will take it back behind his own net. Pass ahead. And coming out with it is Mann. Headmans the puck a little bit too far in front of himself. Bona will get to it for the Pirates. Bona gets tripped up. As White gets it, plays it back to the line for McPhee, that being Deacon McPhee. He gets it across the far side. Puck will come back towards the line. Now McPhee will get it at the near boards. He fires a shot. That goes off the leg of Bona. And cleared away from the net. Scott looking to clear the zone. He does get it out, but it's knocked right back in again. Bona knocks it down. Bona quite possibly the tallest player in this tournament, as he's a big guy out there. 6'2", 6'3", maybe even taller. Puck gets to the line, held in there by O'Coin as he works it back down low. Now we're going to get a penalty against the Miners, it appears, and yes, it is. And it's going to be a 4-minute head contact penalty. We've seen a lot of those here this weekend as the referees are really working to try and get players to keep their hands down on the primary point of contact. So White goes off, and that is Ryan White who goes off for the 4-minute head contact penalty. The Straight Richmond Pirates will get their first power play of this game. Pass intended for Landry, goes a little bit in front of him. Miners are able to get it out to center. Brought back into the zone by Burns. Burns gets it to Landry. Landry plays it across, now comes back to the line for Sangster. Sangster with a shot, and the save made by Brandon McNeil, and he will hold on for a face-off. Again, that McNeil, that's there. So this is home. Okay, where am I? Landry. And the reason for all of these changes to the schedule, right now I would have normally been broadcasting a game between the U15 Valley Wildcats and the Warewell Bombers of the Nova Scotia Under-15 Major Hockey League, a regular season game. However, due to the road conditions down in the valley today, that game has been postponed, and so they moved this tournament game up from 8:30 to now, and they've moved it also from the other sheet of ice onto this sheet of ice. So that means our 5:30 game will probably end up being a little closer to 6 o'clock. Our 7 o'clock game will end up being a little bit closer to 7:30, but we will be finished about an hour earlier than originally anticipated, and we will get a couple of extra tournament games onto this sheet of ice, which means they will get broadcast here on Petter Sports and Streaming Services when they otherwise wouldn't have. And again, I apologize that this period of play-by-play a little bit disorganized. I completely understand that as the puck is launched down the ice, it's right onto the goaltender, Samson, who settles it there for his defenseman coming back, still on the power play for another 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Bouncing puck, Ellsworth not able to get it. It'll be gathered in by Nicholson. Nicholson able to bring it out to center. Now it'll be picked up by 12, that is. Taylor. There we go, Liam Taylor. Puck launched down the ice again. Again, I'm still getting names written down here onto my game sheet that I use to keep myself organized throughout the course of a broadcast. In across the blue line, Jacob Johnston with it. Hogan now, he'll flip it out to center over the heads of everybody and down the ice. Out of the net, Nate Sampson plays it ahead. Connolly not able to get it gathered in there, and it's sent back down. Back to get it once again is going to be Gunnar Brown. Brown coming up, working his way up the left wing side, cutting to the middle of the ice, has the puck knocked off his stick. And Baker able to get it the rest of the way down the ice. Puck played with a high stick, so when the Pirates touch it, the faceoff will be deep inside the straight Richmond zone. 1:26 left to go in the penalty. 7:45 left to go here in the first period. And we had a flood prior. Did we have a flood at the end of the last game? I don't think we did. So I think we're going to have our flood for this game between the first and second periods. I think. I'm at the point right now where I have lost track of when floods have happened. I've lost track of what games are happening when. Sorry, and I'm getting, text messages from people trying to get information on what's going on so that they know what's happening. And so I'm trying to respond to that as well as deal with the play-by-play and all of that. Okay, another 4-minute head contact minor. This one taken by the Pirates. And it's Duncan Scott who went off for that one. So we'll play 4-on-4 for 48 seconds. All right, 20. So 30? Okay, 7:33. So the time of that penalty was 7:27 of the first period. And Cole McNeil gets to the puck for the Pirates. He'll bring it ahead. McNeil down towards the corner. Puck played around to the near side wall. Burns can't keep it away from Mann, and so Mann will work his way up the ice. There's a chance in front for Green, and a big save made there by Nate Sampson. Carson, Stephen Mann, 16 is Tucker, 17 is Caleb, Burke, Sam, and Matt. Okay. And Avery. All right. Okay, now I got all of that part of my game sheet correct. There's Comer with a shot, but that gets blocked before it gets all the way through to the net, and the Miners now on the power play as the penalty taken by White has expired. And so a power play for another 2 minutes and 23 seconds for the Miners. That puck dumped in, it gets turned right back the other way by the Pirates, but I can't see the number. Okay, now I see the number. It's Rowan Johnson. And now Jacob Johnston trying to clear the zone, but he can't. McPhee steps in, gets a shot away, and scores! Deacon McPhee on the power play with 5:34 to go in the first period. And it is 1-0 for the Miners. So with 5:34, and it came with just 2:01 left to go in the penalty. So you couldn't ask for better timing on that goal from a Miners perspective, because it only takes 1 second off of the power play clock. They should have taken that 1 second off. They forgot to do that, but it's only 1 second, so it's not a... Puck comes out to center, and it'll get dumped back in again. So the penalty technically should expire at 5:34 instead of 5:33 now because of that goal getting scored, but that's, relatively speaking, neither here nor there. All right, Ty McPhee plays it across to the far side for Wadden. Wadden gets it ahead. Now Hogan will bring it in across the line. Has it knocked off his stick. Hogan gets it back again. Still waiting for the announcement of that goal by Deacon McPhee to see if there were any assists on it. Ty McPhee works it down the wall. It's knocked down there by Whitty, and Whitty will send it out to center. At least I think it was. No, it wasn't Whitty. It was Jackson Bona. Sorry. And if it should be Bona instead of Bona, again, please do let me know. The only way I can fix a problem is if I'm aware that it exists. Bona with the puck now. He'll back it up. Plays it across to... Never did see the number on that player, so I don't know who that was. And I apologize for that, but without numbers on the arm bars, or numbers on the arms, if I don't see a player's back for the Pirates, I'm not going to be able to know who they are. It does make it challenging from a streaming perspective to try and know who's who without... And again, this being the first time I've seen this team as well, it's not like there's any sort of familiarity. Penalty expires. We are back to 5-on-5. There's O'Coin with a shot from the point. That gets blocked. They also don't have name bars on their backs either, which sometimes helps. Even if you can't see a number, if you can see the last 2 or 3 letters of the name, you can extrapolate and figure out who it's supposed to be. Puck played off the end boards there by Cole McNeil for the Pirates. There's a shot that goes off a leg. Battle to the front of the net. It'll be picked up by Connolly and then goes in onto Nate Sampson. He'll hang on for a face-off with 3:07 left to go in the first period. And 7. Puck played back to the line. O'Coin sends it back down low. Behind the net, Rowan Johnston. He can't get on it. His man is there. Now it comes around to the near side, and I believe that was Burns, or was it McDonnell? I saw that there was a 5. I just couldn't tell if it was 5 or 15. It was 15, so it was McDonnell. Now Chotter gives to Mann. Mann trying to get a pass through to White, but that gets broken up. Picking up is Mariner. Mariner gets it ahead for Burns. Owen Burns gets the pass over to, I think that was 10, Landry. And now bringing the puck back in again for the Miners. Man, drop pass for Trotter. Trotter plays it across the near side for Phillips. 2:05 to go, first period. Miners leading it 1-0. Phillips. Again, this in the Double-A division of the 2023 Pictou County Bantam Memorial Hockey Tournament. For those who are not aware of the story, it was back in 1984. 3 players and a mom of one of those players all died in a tragic motor vehicle accident on the way home from a tournament in New Brunswick in February of 1984. Those players, John Allen McDonald, Donald Gladwin, Sean McKay, and Sean's mom, Lee Marie McKay, all perishing. We've had this tournament here in Pictou County every year since 1985. The year after that tragedy, of course, with the exception of 2021 and 22 because of COVID. We were able to hold it in 2020 because it was still February. Things hadn't fallen apart yet as the Miners touch the puck. With 1:08 left to go in the first period. Shots on goal, 4 apiece so far, but the Miners with the only goal of the game Deacon McPhee scored it. I didn't hear any announcement on any assists, so we'll just leave it as McPhee scored at 9:26. Puck brought in across the line by Ellsworth, but he ends up losing it there to Bona. Bona gets it across for Nicholson, but Nicholson loses control of the puck. It's back down into the Pirate zone. Back to get it is Brown. Brown plays it up the wall, sent back the other way by Hogan. Centering pass, broken up. Murphy gets to it at the line before it clears the zone. 42 seconds left to go in the period. Bona gets it ahead for Jacob Johnston. Gets it out to center. Murphy knocks it right back in again. And now flipped back out. And the puck again brought back out to center. Pass up intended for Nicholson. That does not get all the way there. Egerdeen with a shot. He puts it off the end boards as it goes wide. Bona after it in the corner. He'll get it ahead. Murphy not able to hold the line, but he dumps it back in. Miners touch up with 8 seconds left to go in the period. And the Pirates will get it out to center. That pass up for Connolly. Connolly will dump it the rest of the way down the ice, and that'll do it for period number 1. Here between the Straight Richmond Pirates and the Glace Bay Miners. Shots on goal end the period 4-4. And yes, we will have a flood right now, so we'll take a break. We'll try and take a breath or two and come back with the start of the second period in just a few minutes. You are watching the 2023 Pictou County Bantam Memorial Hockey Tournament here on Petter Sports and Streaming Services through AO Live. Welcome back as we get ready for the start of the second period here. O'Coin with the puck off of the draw. He'll dump it down into the straight Richmond Pirate zone. Around to the far side, Landry picks up there for the Pirates. He doesn't get much on the puck, but now Burns, he has it knocked off his stick, and Mann will get it, trying to send it down below the goal line, but it ends up to White instead. White plays it back to the line for O'Coin. O'Coin with the shot. That goes wide. White now picking it up, takes it in the near side corner. His pass intended for O'Coin goes off target and all the way down the length of the ice. Brandon McNeil out of the net to settle it down there. Plays it ahead to O'Coin. O'Coin ends up taking a hit from Burns as the Pirates try to get some pressure going here in the early stages of the second period. Pirates trailing by a goal. Glace Bay Miners leading it 1-0 again for the Miners. A win or a tie, if memory serves, puts them into, yes, a win or a tie puts them definitely into tomorrow's semifinals. A loss, and then they need to worry about how the math goes. Here's Baker with the puck, takes a shot, and I believe Nate Sampson got a piece of that with his blocker. Puck comes to the line, another shot, that goes wide, comes off the end boards, all the way up the wall and out to center. Ty McPhee goes to dump it back in, and goes off the skate of Baker. Hogan picks up the puck, and then he coughs it up. Scott not able to get in, or sorry, that was for Jacob Johnston, not 14 Scott, my apologies. Now Hogan with the puck for the Miners. Hogan in across the blue line, fires a shot, and Sampson makes the save and hangs on for a face-off. I believe I did mention this at some point, but in case I didn't, I do try to be a bit interactive with the broadcast here on Petter Sports and Streaming Services. You can reach us through Twitter at Petter, P-E-T-T-E-R, PC_sports. That's P-E-T-T-E-R, PC_sports on Twitter. You can also reach us through Facebook. Go to Facebook and search Petter Sports and Streaming. Use the ampersand for the and. And you can get my Facebook page there. You can also reach me, pictousports.ca. And you'll see my blog page there, and you can also... What am I trying to do here? Dashboard. Okay. Sorry, just trying to do... sorry, I hit the wrong button on something here, and I'm trying to get myself organized. There we go. If I know what I'm doing. I pretend to know what I'm doing from time to time. Here's Green getting the puck ahead just out of the reach of Comer. Comer in the corner. He takes a bump there from Rowan Johnston. Now Green with it in behind the net. Green gets it out in front, but Ellsworth can't quite get his stick on it. Miners keep the puck in the zone. Now it gets out, and Egerdeen goes to knock it back in deep. Johnston off the glass and out. White back to pick up. 3 minutes gone here, second period. White off the boards. Picked up by Mann. Mann will get it ahead for Murphy. Murphy. His pass. Back for Mann. They score! Stephen Mann with the beautiful one-timer off the pass from Sam Murphy at 3:15 of the second period. And it is a 2-0 lead for the Glace Bay Miners. Stephen Mann from Sam Murphy at 3:15 doubles up the lead for the Miners here in this one. Picking up the puck is Scott. He gains the red line, dumps it in for straight Richmond, all the way deep into the Glace Bay zone. Egerdeen plays it into the corner. Mann gets it up the wall. Out to center it comes. Hustling over to get to it is Brown. Brown plays it off the glass. Or off the boards, excuse me. Okay, so Mann from Murphy at 3:15. And now we're going to get an icing call against the Pirates with 3:54 gone in the second period. And now the scoreline 2-0. So Our next game here will be in the A division, and it will be the final game of the A division. Sydney Steelers taking on the Brookfield Elks, and depending on the outcome of the game that's on right now, which is a 1-1 scoreline between Pictou and Bedford? No. Who are Pictou playing? South Shore. Sorry, Pictou and South Shore. Depending on the outcome of that, we may already know the semifinalists. There's a shot, and I believe it got a piece of the post off the stick of Landry. Sounded like it hit iron. Now, behind the net, puck goes over into the corner. Phillips will pick up there. He'll get it ahead for Baker. Baker has that get a little bit beyond him, and the Pirates are able to pick up back into their own zone. 10.5 left to go here, second period. Hogan with the puck now. He'll take a bump at center. Get it towards the line. O'Coin will send it deep in. Sangster will go back and pick up in his own zone. Plays it around to the near side boards for McDonnell. McDonnell trying to work it ahead. Knocked down by Baker. McDonnell gets it back. That pass now out of the reach of Burns. And going back to get it will be Deacon McPhee. McPhee turns it ahead. Ends up coughing it up to Taylor. Taylor with a shot. And Brandon McNeil will make the save and hang on. 5:01 gone here in the second period. 2-0 the scoreline in favor of the Glace Bay Miners over the Straight Richmond Pirates. Right off of the draw, there's a shot taken by Taylor. That goes into the end glass. Now Wadden will pick up the puck for the Miners. He'll play it around to the far boards. It comes all the way up the line. Held in at the point there by Mariner. That shot goes wide. Puck comes to Taylor. He'll play it back to the line for Rowan Johnston. And now Wadden gets it. His pass a little bit out of the reach of Ellsworth. Hustling back to get on it. Mariner. He'll play it off the wall, but it's held in by Comer. Played ahead. Wadden able to get to it there. He'll have to go back and get it again as it was dumped in by Taylor. Now here's Green working his way ahead. Green in across the blue line, cutting to the outside. Green takes it down into the corner. Takes a bump, throws the puck towards the front of the net. There's Ellsworth, a chance. And the save made by Sampson, and he will hang on for another face-off. 9:07 on the clock here in period number 2. Again, we do try to be interactive. Send us a tweet at PetterPC_sports. Message through Facebook, facebook.com, and search for Petter Sports and Streaming. Or go to PetterPictosports.ca. I try to keep it updated, but with the changes we've had to the schedule throughout the day today, based on some games getting canceled, and then so other games get moved, and instead of being on one sheet of ice, they're on the other, and instead of being at this time, they get moved ahead or end up being a few minutes behind schedule. Or so trying to keep the schedule up to date has been a little bit challenging. Here's Egerdeen with the puck in behind his own net. Apparently he gets it over to Chotter. And there's another one. And to the line, not out, held in there at the point momentarily, at least by Connolly. Now working ahead his man. He'll get a shot away, and the blocker save made by Nate Sampson. Another shot, another save by Sampson. Man with it behind the net, trying to work himself out, but he's being bothered there by Bona. And the Pirates able to force the turnover. That pass ahead of the intended target of Whitty, and it'll go all the way down the ice for an icing call. 8:07 left to go here in the second period. .07 on the clock. Glace Bay Miners with the 2-0 lead as they look to guarantee themselves a spot to play in tomorrow's semifinals. We do know that at the AA level, we know a couple of the semifinalists so far. Still more to be determined based on this game, and then one more game, the 7 o'clock game, which will be more like 7:30 by the time it actually gets going tonight. based on the fact that right now it's, 5:15? Almost 5:15. Out come the Pirates. With the puck is Landry. He takes it to the near wall, takes a bump, loses control of it, and coming the other way quickly is Green. Green into the into the Pirate zone, looking to go short side, but ends up putting it just wide of the net. Next door between South Shore and Chiboucto, it is 1-1 in the late stage, the very late stages of the second period there. And again, we'll talk more about the potential impact of that score and how it'll affect the A Division semifinals once we get a little bit closer to the end of that game. And also our next game here on this sheet of ice will be in the A Division, and we'll talk about all of that once we get to that point. Puck comes out to center. Wadden plays it across for Ty McPhee. He'll dump it right back into the Pirate zone off the end boards. Going back to get it there is Sangster. Sangster plays it over to the far side for Jacob Johnston. Johnston couldn't get the puck out, so now it's with Landry. He'll get it to the line, not out as Mann holds it in. Big collision there between Landry and Mann, and we're going to get a penalty again. Head contact is indicated, and again, it's the follow through with the hands that leads to a high hit. And a 2-minute version of a head contact penalty. And the referees, one thing I'll say, they have been very consistent. If you follow through with bringing your hands up, they will call it head contact every time. They've called it head contact all weekend long. Anytime you follow through with the hands, bringing the hands upwards as you make contact, they're going to call it. That's the way it's going to be called. And players are going to need to adjust and learn not to follow through bringing the hands up towards the neck and head of the player that they are making contact with. That's how it's getting called. That's how it has been called all weekend long here at this tournament. And quite frankly, in all of the games that I've done all season long at this level, at the major level, that's what head contact is being called as. Mann with the puck. He'll play it back to O'Coin. Back down to Mann. It goes off of him, ends up on the stick of Chowder. Back to Mann again. Back to the line for O'Coin. O'Coin gives back to Chowder. Chowder down low for Mann. Mann back to Chowder again. There's a shot, and it's deflected up into the end glass. White gets it to O'Coin. O'Coin can't get a shot through. Too much traffic in front of the net. Now Mann with it, but we're going to get a tripping penalty. Or are they calling it kneeing? Hard to... Was that... That's a trip, so we'll have 50 seconds of 4-on-4, and then the Pirates will go to the power play here with the trip at 5:16 left to go here in the second period. Face off in the minor zone. Glace Bay able to get possession right off of the draw. Here comes Hogan. Hogan gets a step, comes in, and he scores! Carson Hogan streaks down the ice. A great individual effort from end to end. And because it was 4-on-4, nothing changes on the penalty clock. And so the Miners extend their lead, and still 40 seconds left in the 4-on-4. I don't think there will be an assist, but we'll wait and see to be sure. Hogan now gets a pass. It goes off of the skate of Comer. There's a shot from Egerton, and the glove save made by Nate Sampson. 27 seconds left, a 4-on-4. 4:53 to go here in this second period. Green taking the draw against, is that Nicholson? Again, it's hard to tell if you can't see the number on the back clearly. Green brings the puck back into the zone. As we await the announcement of the goal, we just got the announcement of the man tripping penalty. We're now into the Pirate power play. And that one sent all the way down the ice. 1 minute left to go in the Pirate man advantage. Cale Baker gets the assist on the goal by Hogan. That made it 3-0. Puck launched down the ice right on to goaltender Nate Sampson. He sets it there. And now a pass ahead for Bona. Bona in across the blue line. Goes to the outside against Ty McPhee. McPhee, now there's how you make a hit. You keep your hands down. You get them with your shoulder into the shoulder. And that's going to be called a clean hit every time. It's when you follow through bringing the hands up that players get into trouble. Pass out in front. There's a chance. And able to find it is Brandon McNeil. And he'll hang on for a face-off. 14 seconds left in the penalty. 3:30 left to go here in this second period. Between the second and the third, we'll just have a quick change of ends. After the third period, we'll have a flood prior to the start of our next game, which again will be the Brookfield Elks and the Sydney Steelers at the A division. And that is the final A division game in the round robin portion. And it will determine the semifinal matchups for tomorrow morning. 8:30 and 8:45, those semifinals tomorrow. One here on the Sobeys ice, the other over on the Bell Alliant. We'll have the game that's here on the Sobeys ice for you on Petter Sports and Streaming Services through AO Live. Then we'll have the AA semifinal that will be on this sheet of ice at either 10:30 or 10:45. Again, as soon as I get the ice assignments of which game goes on which sheet of ice, we will let you know. The schedule for tomorrow, we'll have an A semifinal, then a AA semifinal, then the A final. Then we'll have the week's majors taking on the Valley Wildcats in the Nova Scotia U18 Major Hockey League. And then we'll have the AA final. So those are the 5 games we got on our schedule tomorrow. But right now, here's Whitty coming in. Whitty makes a pass over to Scott. Scott, as we got a delayed penalty coming up against the Miners. And they're going to call boarding against Deacon McPhee. With 2:12 left to go in the second period. And still slow to get up there was it Blake Landry? And he is now back to his feet, making his way back to the bench. Seems to be favoring his shoulder. Didn't see, I think it was Landry, if memory serves. Huh? Yeah. Is this the right one? Okay, so this one you don't need to do out of there because you can go use East Hants AA there and Cape Breton West AA. Cape Breton West Islanders AA is already here. East Hants AA is here. So just copy each of those onto that one. So I've got an assistant with me now who's getting my next 2 game sheets written up for me so I don't have to worry about that aspect of it. And then I'll get my copy of the and there's what we mean by a high hit. Following through with the hands, coming up high. They're going to call that one boarding against Baker. Whether you call it boarding, whether you call it head contact. But as you say, anytime you follow through with the hands coming high, the officials are going to call it. And we saw that there. The hands came through coming up high, and that's what they call. They're calling it boarding here for this one. So it's going to be 1 minute and 40 seconds of 5-on-3. And there, what a deflection by Owen Burns. With 1:46 to go here in the second period, Burns with a picture-perfect deflection just inside the post, and that will make it 3-1. And still 1 minute and 47 seconds of power play time. A beautiful goal there by Owen Burns. So now it's 5-on-4 for the rest of this period. Bona with the puck down below his own goal line. Bona being watched by Comer. Bona gets it over to the near side for Landry. Landry can't get it under control. Comer will send it back deep, and now Bona behind his own net again, comes out from behind the net, and will start to work his way ahead. Bona across the center ice line, dumps the puck in. We're into the final minute of the period. They announce it as Sangster from Burns and Bona. Should be the other way around. It should be Burns from Sangster and Bona. Regardless, it is a 3-1 scoreline now as the Straight Richmond Pirates, have pulled back to within 2 here at the Pictou County Wellness Center. 29 seconds left to go here in the second period. As we get the drop of the puck. White gets it in across the line. Ellsworth holds it in as the Pirates look to clear. Now backing up with it, Rowan Johnston. He'll play it ahead to Jacob Johnston. Johnston ahead. Now pass intended for Nicholson. That gets broken up. Sent back down. Pirates in their own zone. Just 4 seconds left to go. Lead pass. That's going to run them out of time. And we will go to the third period with the Glace Bay Miners leading by 2. And Baker wanting to come over to his bench for the intermission. Not allowed to do that. He has to stay in the box during the intermission and will hang out there. Has 1 second left on his penalty. Oh, we got to switch the period here. No, that was the second that just finished. That's okay. Oh, did I mistype that? Yeah, if you can fix that up for me. There we go. All right. As the Miners and Straight Richmond Pirates get ready for the start of the third period here. Again, our next game will be the Brookfield Elks taking on the Sydney Steelers. And then we got one more after that at the AA Division, East Hants taking on Cape Breton West. Next door, meanwhile, looking with 12 and a half minutes left to go in the third period. It's still tied at 1. And again, that game between the South Shore Lumberjacks and Chebucto Atlantics. The Lumberjacks still very much in the picture for possibly getting into a semifinal spot. They need to get a victory, though. If I don't have my standings right in front of me at this point, but I pretty sure that a tie won't do it for the Lumberjacks. They need to get a victory. Penalty expires pretty much as the puck gets dropped, and that'll end up in the Straight Richmond bench. And so we'll get a stoppage here, 11 seconds gone in the third period. Face-off will remain in the Glace Bay Miners zone. Baker coming in to take the draw against Nicholson. Baker works it up the boards to Mann. Mann takes a bump. The puck gets as far as the line, sent back down low by Mariner. Around to the far side, Hogan. He'll play it back to O'Coin. O'Coin trying to get it back up to Hogan again. Hogan has it in his feet, trying to find it there. And working it free for the Pirates is Nicholson. Puck comes all the way back to the line. Mariner there. He'll play it back down the boards again. Now pass back to the point. Ends up forcing Johnston out to center. Pirates pressuring again. Deacon McPhee plays it ahead to Mann. Mann looking to bring the puck up ice. Over to the left wing side, comes back to the middle, fires a shot that goes wide. Following up on the play was Hogan, and he ended up putting it just wide of the net as well. Now Mann in some discomfort there. I didn't see what exactly happened with him, but he is very slow getting back to the bench. I didn't see what happened, but obvious discomfort for Stephen Mann. We'll keep an eye on him, and obviously for the Miners, that would be a significant injury if they were to lose him for any length of time, and we're going to get a penalty coming up against the Pirates here. Hooking is the indication with 13:21 to go here in the third period. And it is Logan Connolly who goes off. So the Miners with a 2-goal lead, a chance to extend it here. 13:21 remaining in the third period. Draw won by the Miners. Murphy plays it across. Pass comes right back to Murphy again. Down the boards to Comer. Back to Comer again. Now he tries to get it back to the line intended for Egerdeen, but that's intercepted and sent down the length of the ice. Murphy out from behind his own net. Comes up to center, through center, and into the Pirate zone. Murphy throws it towards the front of the net, and that gets cleared away from danger and sent down again. Hustling back to get onto it is Egerdeen. The penalty never got put up onto the board. It will end with 11:21 remaining in the third period. Penalty ends at 11:21 of the third period. So right now we're at 1:14 left in that penalty as they tie up along the boards. Green comes out with the puck. Green sends it around, comes to Ellsworth in the near corner. Ellsworth looking at his options. Under a minute to go in the penalty. With it is Green. Green down into the corner. Ellsworth back to Green again. Puck high up in the air, bouncing. Now it'll be cleared over to the far wall. 39 seconds left in the penalty. Murphy gets it down the wall to Ellsworth. Back up to Murphy. 30 seconds left in the penalty. Flipped out to center. Egerton with it. Egerton gets it ahead to Green. Green circles back. 14 seconds left in the penalty now. Puck launched down the ice. 10 seconds left on the clock. And puck comes out to center. It'll be dumped back in again, and they will let him out at the right time. That's now an offside against the Pirates with 11:12 left to go here in the third period. 3-1 for the Glace Bay Miners against the Straight Richmond Pirates here in the AA division of the 2023 Pictou County Bantam Memorial Hockey Tournament. Face off, Chotter in to take it against Nicholson. Something didn't go quite right, so we'll do it all again. Not quite sure what that conversation was about. Whatever it was. Play goes on. Now Ty McPhee plays it up the wall, trying to get it to White. It ends up being intercepted by Nicholson. Nicholson gets taken down by White. And 2 minutes for head contact. So White will go off for the head contact penalty with 10:56 left to go in the third period. Pirates on their 6th power play of the game. 1 for 5 so far. There's a shot that goes wide. Getting to the puck is Scott. He'll send it around behind the net. Ty McPhee gets to it there first for the Miners, and McPhee able to get it ahead for Hogan. Hogan working down the right wing. Hogan with the shot, and the save made by Sampson, and he'll hang on for a face-off. 1:38 left to go in the power play for the Pirates. 10:34 remaining here in the third period. Quick look next door, and the South Shore Lumberjacks now lead it 2-1. Although that may have just changed. Yes, it has. The Chebucto Atlantics have just scored to tie it up at 2 with exactly 8 minutes left to go in the third period next door. Again, that game in the A division. And we'll talk a little bit more about what that means when we get into our next A division game between the Sydney Steelers and the Brookfield Elks, as that game is the next scheduled game here on this sheet of ice. We will have a flood in between games. There's a shot taken by Burns and a save made by Brandon McNeil. Puck comes back to the line. Mariner works it back down the wall. And, what a catch! How about that? Egerdeen, as the puck was sent right at the Glace Bay Miners bench. Murphy and Wadden both dove, but Egerdeen goes, I caught it. And apparently he's a two-sport athlete, plays catcher in baseball, so no big surprise that he was able to make that catch nicely. Well done by Egerdeen on that one. And I'm sure Murphy and Wadden both very grateful to have a catcher standing beside them on their bench. There's a shot, save made. Puck comes back to the line. Another shot that's into the crowd in front of the net. It ends up hitting McPhee, Deacon McPhee. Now back into the zone for the Pirates. There's a chance for Jacob Johnston. He'll fire a shot. That'll go wide, or get steered aside by McNeil, rather. Blake Landry looking to be in some discomfort for the Pirates. Not sure why he's staying out there. Bona with the puck now. We're back to even strength. Down under 9 minutes left to go. Delayed penalty coming up against the Pirates, as I believe it's going to go against Bona. Here's Green with the puck. He'll get it ahead for Ellsworth. Ellsworth ends up getting taken down, and we may see 2 penalties here. The initial penalty for interference against Bona, and I think that's the only one we're going to get, as there won't be a penalty on what looked like it might have been a high hit. So with 8:31 left to go in the third period, the interference call against Jackson Bona gives the Glace Bay Miners their fifth power play of the game. They are 1 for 4. They've also scored 4 on 4. So 2 of their 3 goals coming with people in the penalty box. Just one of them was even strength, 4 on 4. There's Eggerdean with the shot and the save made by Nate Sampson, and he'll hang on for a face-off. 1:40 left to go in the penalty. 8:11 left in the period. And now the South Shore Lumberjacks have once again scored that's the Chiboucto Atlantics who've scored to take the lead. It's 3-2 next door with 5.5 minutes left in the period. And if the Atlantics hold on to that one, that would eliminate the Lumberjacks, I'm pretty sure. I'll double check that in a moment. Puck comes back to the line, Eggerdean. He'll play it down behind the net. Getting it there is Hogan. Hogan back to Murphy. Murphy with the shot. And I see that Mann is standing on the bench now. I don't recall having seen him come out for a shift since he came to the bench injured earlier, although it looks like he's getting himself lined up ready for at least another shift here. So that's a good sign for the Miners. Pass ahead for Green into the Pirate zone and sent right back out again. McPhee over to Wadden. 37 seconds left in the power play. Wadden plays it ahead for Hogan. Hogan cutting to the outside. Gets around one player, gets down. There's a shot for White. Save. Puck still loose. White with another chance. Still loose. And White gets it again. Now back to the line for Wadden. Great pressure by the Miners. Not able to get one into the net on this power play. Here's Wadden for a shot. And the save made again by Nate Sampson. And he will hang on with 7 seconds left in the power play, 6:38 left to go here in the third period. You look confused.
What's that?
Gatto, G-A-T-T-O.
You know, like, what the heck?
Yeah, no. Penalty about to expire. We're back to even strength. 6.5 minutes left to go, third period. Next door, again, it is Chiboucto leading South Shore 3-2. Oops, that's the wrong copy of the... Oh, sorry. I need that other copy of the program. It's got the standings and everything. So, looking at the A division standings, if Chiboucto holds on and wins that game, which they currently lead with 3 minutes left, the South Shore Lumberjacks would finish the round robin with 4 points and would be, with 2 points, so they would be eliminated. Chiboucto would end with 3 points. They would be eliminated. The Brookfield Elks would be guaranteed a spot in the semifinal. The only question for the Elks would be, would they finish first, second, third, or fourth? And that will be determined by the outcome of their game against the Sydney Steelers coming up next. Chiboucto already is eliminated. South Shore needs a win. And not only do they need a win, but they need to win by a bunch. So it looks like they are going to be eliminated regardless of how things play out in the last 2 minutes and 34 seconds over there, as they would need to win by at least a few, and hope that the Brookfield Elks lose by at least a few to the Sydney Steelers. Puck played back down into the Miners zone, and Brandon McNeil will cover it up and hang on for a face-off. For the Glace Bay Miners, leading by 2 right now, a victory by 2 would give them 4 points. and would move them temporarily into third place, or into fourth place, excuse me, with 4 points, tied with the Acadia Axemen, but the Axemen would have a better goal differential. And they would need the East Hants Penguins to defeat the Cape Breton West Islanders. So the Miners doing their part right now, having the lead with 5 minutes left, but they're going to need some help. They need the Islanders to lose or tie against East Hants. The only way they take that game out of the equation is if they can somehow, the Miners right now if they hold on to this victory, would be at 4 points, and their goal differential, as it stands to the minute, would be -2. So the only way that they can take the outcome of the Cape Breton West Islanders game out of the equation is if they score 10 more goals in this last 4.5 minutes. So the likelihood of that, I would say, pretty slim. In the meantime, there's a shot from the line. It goes into the end glass. But the Miners at least are going to give themselves a chance, it looks like, leading with 4:16 to go. White in across the blue line. Takes hits from a couple of players. Gets the puck down towards the goal line. Picked up there by Sangster. Sangster working his way out. Gains the red line, dumps the puck in. Egerton will go back and get it deep in his own zone. With 3:49 left to go here in the third period, we see the Miners bringing the puck in. Puck comes up the wall. Battling there. Now it's played back out to center again. Here's Wadden with it. Dumping it down. Back to get it is Sangster. Looks at his options. Now played ahead to the line and out. Green will dump it back in yet again. 3:10 left to go. Looking next door, they're down to 8.9 seconds left. The Chebucto Atlantics lead that one 4-2. So that will eliminate South Shore in the A Division standings. Chebucto did not have a chance to get into the semifinals. So we know who the 4 semifinal teams will be in the A Division now. It's just what those matchups will end up being will be determined by the game between Brookfield and Sydney. Here's Hogan with the puck as we play the last couple minutes of this one between the Glace Bay Miners and the Straight Richmond Pirates here in the AA Division. 2:34 left to go in the third period. 3-1 the score in favor of the Glace Bay Miners over the Straight Richmond Pirates. Here come the Pirates, though. Pass just a little bit out of the reach of the intended target of Duncan Scott. Puck comes to the line. There's a shot deflected, and able to stay with it was Brandon McNeil. Referee with a little bit of a quick whistle there. That happens sometimes. 2:19 left to go here in the third period. Face-off will stay in the Miners zone. Again, our next game there's a shot, blocker save made by McNeil, and again the referee blows it down before the puck is actually frozen. Now 2:15 left to go here in the third. Puck played around to the far side. Now sent back around to the near side. Deacon McPhee going after it. He can't quite get there. And The Pirates now pull the goalie for an extra attacker, trailing by 2 with 2 minutes left. Turning and firing a shot there is Burns, but it's deflected up over the net, stays in play, down in behind the net. Now with it is Landry. Landry trying to get it to the front of the net. That gets clear to the near side wall. McNeil steps in, plays it around behind the net. To the front, chance for Landry, and he can't quite get his stick on it. Not able to clear the... Yes, it does come out of the zone, as Cole McNeil couldn't quite get the puck to sit for him. Trying to get it back in across the line is Burns, and we're going to get an offside call against the Pirates with exactly 90 seconds left to go in the third period. The game next door is a final, as mentioned. Chebucto with the 4-2 victory over the South Shore Lumberjacks. The Chebucto Green finished with 3 points on the tournament after a win, a loss, and a tie. South Shore Lumberjacks finished with 2 points after a win and 2 losses on the weekend. 1:16 left to go here, third period. Puck cleared to the line, not out, held in by Egerdeen. Egerdeen with a shot, and that's saved by Sangster. Now they battle along the near side wall in the Pirate zone with the Pirate net empty. Puck comes out to center. Chotter will play it back to his own line for Egerdeen. Egerdeen sends it ahead. Kick save made by Sangster. Bona with the puck now, trying to get some free space. Bona doing everything he can, but can't quite get the puck to go forward. 40 seconds left. Pirates trail by 2. Chotter sends it down towards the Pirate net. Again, Sangster with the save. Sangster bringing it through center, gets tripped up there by Hogan. Puck comes around the boards. Murphy will launch it down the ice. Bouncing puck towards the net. It goes in! And that will clinch it for the Glace Bay Miners. Sam Murphy with the empty net goal makes it 4-1 with just 19.8 seconds left to go. And again, the Glace Bay Miners now will finish with a 2-1 record, and we'll have to wait and see what happens in the game between the Sydney Steelers and the Brookfield. We'll have to wait and see what happens, in the game between the Cape Breton West Islanders and the East Hants Penguins to determine whether or not they will be playing in tomorrow's semifinals. The final score, 4-1 in favor of the Miners. They will need some help, but they've at least done their part to set themselves up for a possible trip to tomorrow's semifinals. A 4-1 victory means they finish the weekend round robin portion with 4 points. They finish with 11 goals scored, 12 goals given up, so they are 4 points, but -1 on the goal differential. So as of right now, they sit in 4th place. The Cape Breton West Islanders just need a tie against the East Hants Penguins to knock the Miners out of that 4th playoff spot. Stick around for the presentation of the players of the game coming up right after this, and then in a few minutes we'll have but first we'll have the Flood, and then we'll have the final game of the A division round robin portion, Sydney Steelers and Brookfield Elks. And then after that, we'll have that final game in the Double A division between the East Hants Penguins and the Cape Breton West Islanders. Time for the presentation of the players of the game. Daniel Sangster gets player of the game for Straight Richmond. He was all over the ice, including making several saves with the net empty. And now Caleb Green is named player of the game for the Glace Bay Miners. So again, that's going to do it for this one. 4-1 the final score. Glace Bay over Straight Richmond. Thanks so much for watching. Until about 5-10 minutes from now, this is Michael Petter saying, may your skates always be sharp, may your shots always hit the top shelf. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes.